Welcome to Expeditions into Spirit. I'm your host, Val Jon Farris. In this episode, we explore the Mayan ruins at Palenque in Chiapas, Mexico. This otherworldly complex is where King Pakal and the Red Queen, his betrothed, were entombed in 683 CE. Pakal and his bride were powerful leaders in the ancient Mayan Empire, and their connection with otherworldly phenomena is legendary among today's Mayan elders and shamans. So you're in for a truly extraordinary exploration into these ruins, and I can't wait to share them with you. A couple of points before we roll. First is that the audio is poor in this clip, so I humbly ask for your forgiveness. Second is a like and subscribe from you now will help the channel grow a lot, and I humbly ask that you do that for me. And finally, although I'll serve as your guide, it's spirit and the grace of the cosmos that guides us all. So let's hold that awareness in our hearts as we gather up our gear and embark on this episode's Expeditions into Spirit.
What makes our explorations extraordinary is that not only do we explore the wonders of the outer world, but we travel also to the inner destinations within our hearts and souls. So the Travelers Within is about discovering the sacred connection between the outer world and the inner world. And there is no better place than to do that here at Palenque, because King Pakal had a message for future generations in terms of understanding the relationship between the outer world and the inner world. So exploring that nexus between those two places was fundamental for the Maya, and we're going to discover what they had to say about it right here, right now, today. The most significant of the ruins here at Palenque is right behind me. It's called the Temple of the Inscriptions. This is where King Pakal's tomb is, where he's buried, and where you will find an incredible amount of information about the Maya, about the family tree of Pakal, and really what it meant to be royalty, not in the sense of being holier than thou or better than others, but the royalty of the soul that exists within us. King Pakal left a message on his sarcophagus for all of us to be able to understand the deeper meaning of what the Maya civilization was all about and how we can actually integrate that wisdom into our daily lives. Now, I don't think he was actually thinking of you and I at the time, but I'll tell you what, the information that he left and the message that he has for humanity is absolutely extraordinary. Let's find out what it is. All right, we're entering one of the tombs right now, so I'm going to take you in. This is an incredible structure, built centuries ago. This particular tomb is for what was called the Red Queen. Now, in Mayan culture, women also had places of power, and the Red Queen is known to have been a very, very powerful ruler. This is her actual sarcophagus. You can see the red painted inside the actual sarcophagus area. What an incredible archaeological find. The same kind of tomb structure, you can see here above how it comes to a pinnacle and a point. This is an architectural design that keeps the load from being able to crush the tomb and the royalty that were buried in it. Very thoughtful of the Mayas to protect their royalty, wouldn't you say? Here's another small antechamber. Again, that same pyramid kind of wedge design. The stones are absolutely extraordinary here in terms of the way they're put together. Every stone is placed with mastery and wisdom. Here's staircases. The Maya believed in the upper world, the world of spirit, God, heaven as we know it today. And many of their temples had staircases like this, ascending into the infinite. Here's another example. Turning the camera up, you can't see the portal, but also the Maya believed that once a human being died, their soul would be released, and in their tombs, they always made a place for the soul to be able to travel up into the upper world. And these staircases and vertical channels serve that very purpose. And although we're not going to be able to go into Pakal's tomb because they've got it closed off, this gives you a really good idea of the kind of structure and wisdom that the Maya engaged in and put together for their royalty. Absolutely incredible. It is a remarkable honor to be here and to witness this. You've got to come here and experience the mystery and the majesty of this place. In 1952, a stone slab there in the top middle part of the Temple of the Inscriptions right behind me, a long passageway was discovered which led to the tomb of Pakal. For centuries he'd been buried and unknown to the civilized world. When that slab was removed and the archaeologists worked their way down through the corridor into the sarcophagus room, they were absolutely astounded to find a huge sarcophagus with massive inscriptions, carvings, colors, and messages from the ancient Maya. As a traveler within, the most incredible part of those messages had to do with King Pakal exploring not only the ways of royalty, but the ways of spirituality, the ways of humanity. And how he did that was by riding on what's called the world tree. It looks like an ancient rocket ship, but actually it's an ancient Maya symbol that symbolizes the movement, the travel between the underworld, which is our unconsciousness, those parts of us that we're unaware of, the normal world, which is our waking consciousness, our everyday lives, what we think, what we feel, our fears, joys, loves, losses, and then the upper world, which is the world of the infinite, the divine, the sacred. So King Pakal is sitting on the world tree, which looks like a vehicle. He's definitely a traveler. Where is he traveling? He's traveling deep within himself in order to discover the nature of his own being. He's traveling into his everyday life and reflecting on what's meaningful and important to him, to his royal family, and to his kingdom. And he's traveling to the upper world of spirituality, the domain of his own spirit and soul, and discovering all of the facets of what it means to be a spiritual being, a normal human being, and a primal and dark human being. The Maya made no mistake about including the entire spectrum of human nature, everything from the darkness to the light. And that's what's most remarkable about the Maya Empire and their philosophy. I'm really honored to be here today on site, here with King Pakal in the Temple of the Inscriptions at Palenque in Chiapas, Mexico.
As promised, I want to show you King Pakal's sarcophagus. This is a reproduction as the original was being restored during my expedition to Palenque, but it's an exact replica. The lid of the sarcophagus depicts Pakal as he journeys into the afterlife, and specifically his moment of death, resurrection as the maize or corn god, and his descent into the underworld called Xibalba. The complex sacred and cosmological scene carved into stone shows the king centered between the heavens and the earth, embodying the Mayan belief in rebirth, regeneration, and the divine role of kingship. While the notion of King Pakal commanding a spacecraft is a popular New Age hypothesis, the Mayan elders I speak with believe what he's mounted on is the tree of life, or the world tree, which represents our Milky Way galaxy, or in Mayan, Sac Bay, which connects the heavens, the earth, and the underworld. It's not that the modern-day Maya don't believe in UFOs or otherworldly craft. It's just that for them, their ancient ruler possessed interstellar consciousness, an inner vehicle, if you like, that delivered him to anywhere within the cosmos he focused his attention on traveling to. That's a capability I believe any of us can achieve through what I call lifting the veil of separation. Wow, that concludes this episode. I hope you found it inspiring, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to sharing many more otherworldly experiences with you here on Expeditions into Spirit. Blessings to you, and in Lakesh, which in Mayan means, I am another yourself.